Is there such a thing as an ideal government? What would it look like? Is there such a thing as an ideal government, and what would it look like? I think we're living in it. And nobody wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that. We might be living in the closest thing, and I'm not sure for how much longer. The ideal government, Brad. You almost want a bipolar government. One day, if they're doing everything step by step, orderly and fashion, everybody working together. Republicans, you got Democrats. Well, we feel like we should kind of lessen the rules a little bit and let people have more fun and give more money out and just help the people and a bright future here. They kind of balance each other out. It's kind of like a husband and wife. They kind of seem to balance each other out, which also means we don't tend to make much progress. But if you look at where we stand in the rest of the world, it looks like it worked. Take your dollar outside this country and see what it does. See what it does. This country is not a failure. Now it may be trending that way, but if you invest your money in the S&P 500, watch what it does. It grows. It grows. There are ladders to wealth in this country. There are ladders to success in this country that has much less to do with laws and more to do with wisdom. But there's opportunity here. There's no long line of people trying to get out the country. Everyone's trying to get in for a reason. And of course, those in the sanctuary cities and overflowing, the best way to change a law is to enforce it all the way. The best way to change a law that, this law, sanctuary law, where we're going to let everyone and their mama come across the border and do as they please, the best way to get a law changed is to enforce it all the way. Okay, we're going to start busting them up to you. Now, from a human standpoint, it's sad that we're using humans as, bargaining chips and pawns and casino chips. No, those are humans. They're humans. And of course, in this country, the definition of human has seemed to change so often. So often. We can't seem to find basic words, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But yeah, for those of you who haven't traveled much, leave the country and go see what else exists. Leave the country and go see what else exists. Most of you have never tried to use the bathroom on a toilet that's on the ground. Like 3 feet of distance for those who are tall. Like, I'm transferring water down this. It's crazy. There's different ways of life where you thought going to your bathroom and turning on the fan and turning on the light and sitting on your phone for 45 minutes was a normal trip to the bathroom. Until you go to India. You just go to different parts and you see that's how y'all live? Y'all thought that was normal? Y'all thought air conditioning was a luxury? No, air conditioning is normal in Florida. It's a privilege in a lot of places. This government is far from perfect. Looks like Trump's getting some steam. Nephew, the piano player, genius, billionaire guy, he dropped out. DeSantis dropped out. And I'm not really that invested. One thing people don't care about who's president until you become rich, and then all of a sudden now, I kind of care about taxes now. I'm like, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. Those who are yelling tax the rich aren't rich. Would they still tax the rich if they became rich? Is the question. One thing I know about power is that it corrupts everyone. It corrupts humans. Power corrupts humans. You're complaining about politicians because they have the power and you don't. In a lot of people's minds, they want the power and they want other people to be subservient to them. I'm like, what would you do if you had power? If you could be corrupt and get away with it, would you? Would you? Have you? Many people have tried already. I don't trust myself with power. I don't trust anyone with power. Power corrupts humans. It's normal. So I'm not saying I have the greatest amounts of empathy for politicians. I just know if I was put in a position to benefit greatly financially, to write a couple books, to do speeches around the country, around the world, private jets, fancy dinners, rubbing shoulders with the higher ups, the elites of the country, wealthy donors, what would I do in that position? It's a dangerous question. Dangerous question. If you were CEO making 300, let's call it $1 million a year, you're CEO making $1 million a year, and people say, hey, you should give away your wealth, give away half of it, give away to the needy. The question is, people can't even donate $1 now. You didn't pay for people's meal now, but you think when you have more. So yeah, when we talk about an ideal government, I think we're living in it. We're in the closest thing to it. A government that actually somewhat kind of cares about the people that they used to enslave. They're at least trying to fake, trying to help, trying to move the numbers around, move the letters around. Y'all equal, bruh. Y'all equal. I posted on Threads yesterday. This is not a country where you will become successful by accident. It's not designed that way. You won't trip your way into Beverly Hills. You barely trip your way into a homeowners association. Wisdom allows you to cross lines everywhere, cut corners everywhere. Oh yeah, I'll avoid that. I'll just do this. Achieve what they did in 50 years. I'll get there in 6. My dad retired in 20 years. I retired in 6. That's the goal of wisdom. Is to maximize my time. I only got a little bit. Got to maximize that junk. Put it to good use. So yeah, we are living in probably the most ideal government to date. To date, it can only get worse. It can only get worse. Let's pray it doesn't.